Hey folks, welcome back to Real Southern Outdoors. Now if you've got one of these carport tents like I do, you know sometimes trying to get in and out of that door, roll it up, it can be a little aggravating. Well, today I've got a couple tips for you. Gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this from the inside because the wind's blowing so bad outside, but if you know when you try to roll this thing up, you can roll it up in the middle and it'll stay kind of tight. Well, the ends are loose and everything is flopping around, and then you have to tie it up with these straps here that's hanging. It can be kind of aggravating. Well, I figured out something. I had a couple short pieces of PVC at the bottom that was supported, and it worked okay, but they didn't go all the way across the door. So I went and got me a full 10-foot piece here, and well, actually I had one I had laying around over there at the house, and I'm gonna attach it to the bottom down here. That's gonna give the bottom of that door some support, so when I roll it up in the middle, it'll be rolling it up on the ends, and it won't just be puffed all out and loose and everything. You know, it'll make this job a whole lot simpler. Now let me show you how I'm gonna do that. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I've just got some little 1/4 inch head screws here, little self-tapping screws, and some little flat washers. I'm gonna put a washer on these screws, and I'm gonna screw this PVC to the bottom of this door. And it might be easier for you to pre-drill your holes, or you can run it down like I just did right there. Okay, let me show you how this is going to work. I just keep this little chair sitting right inside there, so when I pull up I can unzip that and step in and grab this. I step out here, put it in the middle, I just reach down, I grab my door and pull it out, and you can see how that keeps that door stretched all the way out. Now when you start rolling it up, you just roll it up in the middle. That's going to keep it rolling up tight on each end. I just up in my chair and I roll this thing up. Now originally you had to take these and tie them, and I'd tie them and I'd tie it to where, well, I'll just show you. I'd tie it kind of like this, pull one side through a little bit there, and pull it up where I could just undo that. But after you use them a little while, you see that don't want to hold. So I figured out something else, and I'll take you inside and show it. Now I don't have to tie it. So let me take the camera inside and I'll show you what I got. Okay, you can see I got these 2 hooks made out of PVC. I've got a board up there, and I got a piece of 550 cord that comes around, and it hooks right here. Now let me back the camera up so you can see how this works. I just unhook this loop on the eye hook here. You can see that door just falls right down. Let me show you how I made these hooks and how this works. Okay, what I got here is just a piece of scrap 2x4 I had. I think this one measures right about 44 inches. And I just kind of centered it up and I hung it right here. I just drilled 2 holes in it, one on each end. Run some 550 cord, run the 550 cord around this pipe here, and I'm letting it hang free right there because it's not supporting a lot of weight. And you see I got an eye bolt here, and what I did, I think those are about 1-inch eye bolts. 2x4 is 1.5 inches. So see if I can do this, try to get this out of the way. You can see I drilled a hole with a paddle bit about halfway through, and then with a 1/4 inch bit all the way through on the other side, and I put that eye bolt in there, bolted it in so it won't be sticking out. It's below the side of the board there, so it won't be sticking out and rubbing in material and rubbing a hole. Then I've got an eye bolt on each end, and I've got this 550 cord that comes down to some hooks like this. Now, let me back off a little bit so you can see this. What this is some like 1/2 inch PVC, and see if I can get you a measurement on this, because this just happened to be what I had laying around. That's probably close to 7 inches, 6.5, 7 inches, 6 3/4 probably. And that piece is probably somewhere around 3.5, and that's probably about 2.5. Like I say, this was just scraps that I had laying around. I got a elbow here and a T here. Now the reason I put my T over here is I took this 550 cord and I doubled it and I run it through each piece before I put it together. When I got it out over here and had some extra, then I pushed all these pieces together. I didn't glue them. I pulled my loop out of the top, and you can see I just hooked it right around the bottom of that T there, and that keeps my rope from pulling out. Once I pulled the slack back up here, and I just looped it around and tied it off, and it doesn't take a whole lot. You just kind of tie it off kind of easy there, and it holds. And what that does, I let it hang right about the seam of this door. Let me back up. You can see that I've got 2 hooks hanging there now. So I got a piece of 550 cord goes up through that one and over. Then I got another piece, that comes out of this hook and over, and I tied them together right here. And what I did, I just pulled them up all the way and then dropped them down all the way and got me a distance I wanted and tied those pieces together. The one coming from the far side and this one here, tied them together where they wouldn't get hung in my top eye bolt. I pulled a piece around through here. I got an eye bolt that's threaded, not a bolt really, it's a screw. Screwed it into this 4x4, and I come down and I got a hook here, and I've got some loops in this, and I can let this thing up and down. And so as you see, I can just roll the door up hanging in those hoops. When I get ready to shut the door, I just unhook it over here, drop it a little bit, it falls out of those hooks and drops down, then you just zip it up. So that's a pretty quick, easy way to do it. Okay, let me get you a view of how this works from the inside. When I roll it up from the outside there and I just reach over, put it in those hooks like you saw me do. When this chair out of the way so you can see. You see I got this extra loop here. When I want to let it down, I just undo my rope from this hook and let it down and it'll drop. But when I put the roof rack back on the Suburban, I'm going to need a little more extra height for my rod pods that's going to be up there. So I put an extra loop right here in my 550 cord so I can pull this down, hook it in right there. As you can see, that pulls that up in the center. It bows it up a little bit. That's going to give me the extra room I need to get the truck in with the rod pods and all that. So we're going to be doing some extras, modifications and add-ons to the Suburban. Got some plans for it, getting it ready for 2025, do some adventures. Well, I won't tell you. Just keep watching the channel. You'll see we're going to be changing that thing around, getting it fixed up and ready to go. So hopefully you'll enjoy some of it. But there it is. A little quick, easy, cheap fix if you've got one of these carports that you can do. And like I say, when you get ready to let it down, you just unhook it from the hook, drop it. The weight of that PVC, I pull the door right down and you can see it hangs flat. And if you want to know how I put this up, leave me some comments below. Ask some questions, whatever. It's pretty simple, but I anchored mine into 4x4s and concreted them in and jacked it up a little bit to get clearance for my rod pods and everything. And these things are pretty nice. It held up through Helene. 65-mile-an-hour winds here. Of course, I've done some modifications to it to make it, but it's still here. So we made it through it. We didn't get flooded and we didn't get blown away. So we were blessed. A lot of people did. I thank God that my place is staying here. It ain't much, but it's mine. So as I always say, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. Share my videos so I can help someone else. And until next time, may God bless you. We'll catch you later.